Joggles in second. We'll get those qualifying times locked in for you. You probably saw them better than I did. Keck W, there we go. Bags Liddell, your winner from Melbourne in first. Joggles in second. Branny making his Grand Prix TK debut in third. Arbate in fourth. Let's go Arbate in the Racing Point. Try hard up there, Bambi. Jazz will be hoping for a better finish. Will Ollie be a very respectable eighth. Then we have, to be quite honest, a bunch of AI for a while. We're missing who? Airborne and Jimmy Dimes. I wonder if that's a strat from Airborne. Get that racer of the day. Put yourself into lights. Respect to Jimmy Dimes joining us. He said he may have, what's the right way to put this, Jimmy? An ulterior strat for this race, which may involve a bit of carnage. I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. We like the new people driving. We like the noobs. And maybe they're going to race slightly differently to the seasoned professionals. We'll try and stay with the action on corner one, because for some of our drivers, it might end there. You might have mentioned, or you might have seen even in that first video from the first race, I said green lights. That's because we had green lights in the background. Well, look, I've got rid of the camera for this week, so it truly will be lights out for race 2. Apologies if that was a little bit too clever. Bahrain, I believe, will be race number 2, number 3. I can't quite remember now, of the F1 2021 season. And it was the overwhelming favourite on the poll for this week. Ladies and gentlemen, your time to take glory in the Grand Prix TK is now. Good start for Bags Liddell, absolutely shooting past. I feel like Branny maybe stalled a little bit, or was it Joggles? Indeed. And we have a look at this turn one. Someone going very wide. Jazz CB. And there is carnage on turn one. The Racing Point of Arbate. And don't tell me Bags Liddell taken out early. Your race leader, there's been plenty more carnage from there. Try hard with the collision with Lewis Hamilton, who is subbing in for Sul today. So, Jazz CB it is, who will get the nice early start. You wonder how much damage, how many penalties are going to come into play as we go. But the main news is Bags Liddell, race leader from Melbourne, takes the L early on here. Got taken out, no doubt. Down here as well, Will Ollie B, who might have been doing some of the taking out. And surprise, surprise, Jimmy Dimes disqualified on turn 1, as I guess he said that he was going to. I respect it. And so it's Jazz CB who takes the lead. He was very unhappy with his race in Melbourne, but what an opportunity he has this week. Leading Bambi by half a second, it is Joggles down in third. Leclerc, Ricciardo, and Kivat in 4th, 5th, and 6th. The AI are down at 60 as Jazz just lets him pass. He drove off the track to let that happen. I'm a little confused, but maybe it's a strat. Maybe Jazz knows what he's doing. Stay behind, get a little bit of a feel for it. As mentioned, it is a 25%er. Plenty of time. All right, I think this answers a lot of questions. While Jazz was into the lead, he has no doubt sustained significant damage. Will we even see that entire front wing replaced? Yes, yes, we do. With all due respect then, Jazz, we hope to see you later on, but we'll go back to the front of the pack. Bambi it is, leading over Joggles. Again, the AI is doing weirdly well, but maybe they stayed out of trouble. Arbate in 6th, will be delighted with that after his effort last week, finishing a very clear 7th. No one in front, no one really behind, within touching distance. But only one disqualification. It is only Jimmy Dimes, who hasn't made it past lap 1. I'm not going to say it's a clean start, it's anything but to be quite honest, judging by the comments of a few people, we may well take one person out of there. Jimmy says, I didn't mean to. I went in and the car in front didn't move, so I can't hit it, and that was it. Nice and simple. And it is Bambi opening up a significant lead. 2.5 seconds. It's altering quite significantly. Maybe just heading into the turns. Is Joggles actually closing in? Regardless, the lead over Joggles. Try hard in 4th. And the AI is having a much better week so far. Arbate in 11th. Bags 13th. Jazz 14th after that unfortunate pit. Branny 15th. Airbnb in 16th. Will Ollie B hanging out in 18th. Remains to see whether Will Ollie B decides to race this somewhat seriously. Maybe he decides Bags shouldn't be winning this one. Maybe we need a new race leader, as we have a lot more pitting, and you can understand why. So it will be, rather frustratingly, but understandably, the AI leading early on. Ricardo in first. The Australians loving that to some degree. And the safety car is out. Has there been another incident? Good time to pit. That might explain why we did see everybody head into the pits. The AI are first until 7th. There no doubt has been an incident somewhere that we have missed. I'm looking at the leaderboard. Who's dropped down? The good news is we will more or less start again. Bambi, the head of the humanoids, if you like, in 8th. Arbate joggles, but that's all going to get nice and condensed. Hopefully we have a race restart very shortly. I've missed completely what it is. Again, we're blessed to have multiple people streaming. Hopefully we can get some footage for the race highlights in post. And I've missed it. I truly haven't seen what has occurred. No one in the chat has either. So everything coming to a stop. And it is Arbate in 10th, leading. Oh, sorry, Bambi is actually in 8th. Leclerc is separating. He's sort of the AI marker, if you like. We may well be back underway. You can sense the pace picking up a little bit. I believe that's because Arbate had that 4-second gap, apologies, until Leclerc. And then Tryhard is almost immediately caught up to Bags. Branny, again, you look at that on your screen. They are all catching up. We're on the straight now. Safety car, are you done for us, please? At no point have I seen what he's out there for either. And again, no one in the chat to let us know. Oh my goodness, there's even with the safety car. You're kidding me. Try hard. Like another collision. The car's not able to maintain their distance behind the safety car. What is going on back there? We're watching the race leader for the restart. We might not ever get one. Tryhard's in the pit again. Arbate in the pit again. Jazz is down in 16th. Will Ollie B's probably having a bit of a laugh up to 15th. You can, of course, just let the AI take over for you when you've got the safety car going down. The peasant being me. I do like to do that because I struggle to maintain the slower speed behind the safety car. Well, after Melbourne could not have been more clean. This has been quite sedate. I look forward to when it gets back underway properly. But it may well be a while if we can't even restart properly under a safety car. If we're colliding with one another when it's all nice and slow, I'm just not sure. We'll have to get comments from the drivers themselves. Arbate in 17th. Tryhard in 18th. Bambi is the one you want to be watching, I would think. Only the AI in front of him if we can indeed get this race restarted again. Joggles, Bags, big races from last week. First and third, respectively, in reverse order. Down in 10th and 11th right now. It's been almost a third of this race done under the safety car. I assumed we were done with it, and then I noticed, and you've all noticed, the collision under the safety car. What I can tell you is that everybody is nice and close. I have a feeling that perhaps Tryhard isn't letting the computer take over for now and is driving manually. Fingers crossed, this is the last lap under the safety car and we can get back up and running. The AI is on 60. You don't expect them to be that good. But if they're staying out of trouble, that might be all that is required. We're on board with Danny Ricciardo, who leads the Bahrain Grand Prix. On the straight, it's going to get interesting again. We'll head back into the pack a little bit. This is Bambi moving on up into 4th. Wheel to wheel with Magnussen. I'm sure there's been further collisions behind. This is a good angle for us. Thank you, race director. Bambi up and before someone's just flown straight off. Who is that? All the way out. We're going to have another safety car. It's Will Ollie B, who surely was trying to take someone out. Full pelt into the barrier. You saw that at the back of screen. We might have a safety car again. The only good thing I can say about it is A, it looks like he didn't manage to take anyone out, and B, he's well and truly off the track. So we might continue. It is Ricardo ahead of Kvyat. Bambi in third. May well be our race leader very shortly. Joggles in fourth. But it's all very, very tight back there. Look at that. 4 cars wheel to wheel. Front to back. And this is Bambi going for top spot. He makes the pass on Ricardo. And Bambi, who just was off the podium last week, now leads in Bahrain. Joggles has moved up to second. These two might have the M-Stone Joggles duel, but obviously being replaced with Bambi. That could be good fun. Ricardo in third. Danny in fourth. Vettel fifth. Magnussen sixth. Jazz has made it up. Look at this. Jazz and Kevin going at it. And Bags sort of just seeing how it plays out before making his move. Oh, Bags! Big connection with Magnussen. Jazz gets away cleanly. Hopefully, for Bag's sake, not too much damage to his car. Albon in 9th. Arbate down in 10th. But again, that pack is just so tight. There's not too much point talking about the positions. They will change on a whim. Tryhard in 11th, just behind him. Brenny in 12th. Again, Brenny in the Haas, making his Grand Prix TK debut as Arbate goes very, very wide on that corner. Maybe just not braking at the correct time. Didn't look to be any contact or even anyone in the way, but one moment chatting to someone in the Discord and you can lose your concentration. Thankfully, he will continue on in 9th spot. This is Tryhard looking to go past Albon in the Red Bull. Very interesting in the middle of the pack here. Albon giving way to Tryhard, who comes through. This is Branny trying to do the same thing in Albon, who of course is the AI. Giving it to him, forcing him wide. That's weird driving from Albon, but Branny eventually does make the pass. Airborne, I truly don't know what's happened here today. He is 50 seconds behind. He will come in to pit, surely. I guess we'll see. We're not quite sure what Airborne is up to be quite honest. We'll let him dawdle down in 17th. Jazz has made it up to 3rd. This is Bambi. The McLaren's looking very strong for the Grand Prix TK. Joggles in 2nd. Jazz CB, 4 seconds behind in 3rd. Bags trying to stay within touching distance. Arbate, you got to respect the hustle there in 6th. Tryhard just hanging off the back of him, waiting to make the move. Hamilton's having a rough one. Stroll, Latifi, Albon, Leclerc, Magnussen, Vettel, Ricardo. We are getting the AI down the back of the pack the way we like it as Arbate takes a wide corner again, but no dramas. We are halfway through, almost halfway through, as close as you can be, in race 2, the Grand Prix TK here in Sakhir, Bahrain. Look at the bunch. Look at that. Back there, this is of course all the AI. Vettel, Magnussen, Leclerc, Albon. They're all just hanging back there. And again, I don't even know what's going on here. This just looks like the computer's taken over. A little bit of a rage quit. I'm not too sure. Bambi is your race leader. Just ahead of Joggles, who seems happy to play the waiting game for now. One man who played the waiting game superbly last week in Melbourne was Bags Liddell, who's just over a second behind Jazz on the straight. May well make a little bit of time. I thought Joggles was going to try and pass there for a moment. I could see just ahead, but instead is forced to brake and stands off. Plenty of time for that to play out. Jazz around the turn as we head into lap 8. With Bags really closing in. When will Bags make his move? That might be where we keep it. Tryhard and Arbate are very, very close as well. And it's probably only fair that we stick with your race leader. Bags Liddell, the king of Melbourne, wanting to go back to back, but he is indeed back behind Jazz CB, who did not finish in the points last week. Will be looking for a big improvement, and at the moment is on the podium. Bambi has had to pit, I believe. Am I crazy? Did I see that correctly? Or maybe just lost a place. Joggles in the lead. Nathan, calm yourself. We've had enough pit stops for a race. It is Joggles making the pass. I said it was about patience. There is the move. You have a feeling it won't be the last change of today. If you're sick of my voice, so am I. We'll bring in a co-commentator one day. But it is the Grand Prix TK for a reason. We'll keep it with the race leader. Jazz, 4 seconds behind the front pair. Bags Liddell on the straight. Does he make the pass this time, Bags? Going for it is Bags Liddell. We're on board with him now. He gets the inside. Oh, and there's big contact with Jazz CB. That may well affect Bags more than it affects Jazz. Again, we are, what do you want to say, gloves off with these races. It's a little bit rough, a little bit raw. We don't mind a little bit of argy-bargy. If Bayless and Jimmy decide they want to retire, that is completely up to them. Does seem like Airborne has closed down on the pack, by the way, so hopefully he can get up into the points. But it is Joggles in the lead. Bambi within touching distance. Jazz and Bags, in a way, need to sort of work together if they have hopes of winning this race. Otherwise, it will be a fight for the podium. I'm a FIFA tryhard. It's also an iRacing tryhard and is also here in F1. 5.5 seconds, to be honest, losing time on third and fourth with Arbate coming in behind. I think there was an attempted pass. He tries to go again. Tryhard braking. On board with Arbate now in the racing point, and again, aggressive stuff from Arbate. He says, I'll go on the sand, I'll go through you. I really don't mind as long as I can try and make the pass, but Tryhard keeps him off for now, and as I mentioned, it will only delay Tryhard's attempt in the Alpha of getting a podium finish. That gap between 4th and 5th now over 6 seconds as Bags Liddell takes the inside past Jazz CB. A little bit of contact, but not too much. And Jazz almost spinning out, going on the grass over that corner. And now, just maybe, Bags can start the pursuit of his teammates in the McLaren, hunting down back-to-back race leads. A lot of work to do. Joggles has opened up a significant lead over second. And Jazz is not going anywhere on Bags. And again, Tryhard, you feel like 5.5 seconds is just too much to overcome. Maybe it won't be. This is Arbate, who was before in that battle with Tryhard. Not sure what's happened, but he has now fallen behind Branny. The only other human racer left in this race is Airborne, who again just seems to be chilling in 17th. He'll be looking to his Alpha teammate in Tryhard for the points today. A reminder, of course, there is an individual championship and the team championship is alive. Alpha were third heading in today, but with Joggles in 4th with the Alpha Tauri, he is leading this individual race. You'd think there would be an overtake there, depending, I guess, on what Tryhard can do. We'll wait and see. Bayless with a did not finish, by the way, not the disqualification. I've got questions, chat. I do have questions, but we'll wait until after the race, when I'm sure all will be revealed. It is pleasing to see the AI down the bottom. Airborne, Ollie B, and Jimmy not to be left out. But it's Joggles with a 2.2 lead as you're seeing Arbate with the penalties kicking in now. Oh, Arbate, what's happened? Has he tried to take out somebody? Has he been taken out himself? It is, of course, pure speculation. May well be some damage to his car. He might be a little disappointed, Arbate, to be back in 7th. However, can still pick up some points. Top 10, it's the same as the F1. Does get you the points. So might want to. Might not want to. Just keep racing as he was, as he is, to stay in the points. Then again, It's Arbate59. He likes to play at Brexit. We'll wait and see. There is a 10-second gap now between him and Tryhard. Branny, 7 seconds behind Jazz CB. And it's he who is stuck with Bags. And Bags not really able to gain anything on his teammate in the McLaren, in Bambi, and Joggles with a 2.5 second lead. So after the start of this race, it was a little surreal, to be honest. I thought maybe something was glitched out. We're just going to vibe behind the safety car as Jazz goes for the pass on the outside. Bags spinning a little bit. Of course, you look at that debris. Jazz will have the inside as we go through the chicane. And Jazz back on the podium. We want to sort of see what Joggles and Bambi are up to. I did want to stay with the race leader. Has been what's been requested by y'all, but this is clearly the most intriguing battle. Joggles opening that lead up even further over Bambi. Jazz CB in third. Not really gaining on the front two, but again, it seems to be about these front two. And Arbate with the DNF. He cannot stay in the points. He'll be relying on Stroll for a bit of something, and considering he's down in 16th, I don't think we're going to have any dice. Most unfortunate for Arbate, unable to finish with only 3 laps remaining. And so we're looking at a top 6 now. Airborne, again, we can only assume is just letting the AI play it along. Arbate drops out of the points and out of the race to join Bayless and Jimmy. Going to be some AI points. In that case, Leclerc, the best of them, in 7th. And Bags is a second and a bit now behind Jazz. We'll still have to see what happens with the penalties and whatnot. You have the feeling the drama is not done just yet. Tryhard down in 6th, but again, helping his team out, making sure Alpha takes some points today if he can stay there. Surely won't get any closer onto Branny, who again, considerably behind Bags, who is having this battle with Jazz. Bambi not getting any closer to Joggles, and Joggles doing it easy, it seems. What a race it's been. Wild, then straightforward, then Arbate drops out. I would love to know what happened at Bayless as well. This is where it's at, you feel. What can Bags do against Jazz, who now pulls away that last corner? Very nicely done from Jazz, I should say, most recent corner. 3 seconds now between Joggles and Bambi, and that 5 seconds has stayed pretty constant between Jazz and Bambi. Maybe, this will be like a few of the F1 2020 races we saw. We saw Jazz go very wide there, but it doesn't seem to make too much of a difference. Where, Hamilton takes the dub and the rest sort of fall into place. 2 seconds, maybe, between Jazz and Bags. Joggles opening up that lead significantly. And this has been your race leader for so long. He made that overtake about 5 or so laps ago. I thought it was a pit because I'm an absolute fraud. The pits are done. The points have begun. Joggles, 3.5 second lead over Bambi. He finished 3rd last week, just ahead of Bambi. Then maybe Bambi's going to have that little jewel throughout this season. Behind him last week, behind him again. Jazz CB looking like he'll get his first podium, and Bags, who won Melbourne, just outside the top 3. Branny will get some points, as will Tryhard. But it has been, as I said, all about this man Joggles. It never looked to be in doubt. Confirmation there that Airborne gave up quite a while ago. Have a vote on Twitter for what race you'd like to see last week. And of course, if you're watching this in post, or if you're watching the highlights, you're more than welcome to join us for race 3. Joggles 21. Disappointed that he couldn't win last week. Maybe thought it was his. Maybe was too focused on M-Stone. But it's only been one man in Bahrain, in Sakhir. And it's Joggles who gets the checkered flag in race 2. Bambi, a very respectable second, and it's going to be quite formulaic. Jazz in 3rd, Bags in 4th. It is daylight, really, between all the drivers today. Branny in 5th will come in now to claim his first points. Again, this is his first race after missing last season. Try hard if he can keep the Alpha on the track, will be fine. To get 6th. And that's it, as I said, for your human races for this week. It is AI that fill the rest of the spots. One last time, if you'd like to be that person racing, if you're saying, why on earth you got so many AI, well look, you can come and claim it for yourself, because we don't want QHAT getting the driver of the day. Congratulations to the gentleman on the podium. Very nicely done indeed. Why do I feel like we got 2 McLaren on there? What am I missing? Should we not have Jazz up there somewhere? Fam, am I losing my mind a little bit? We'll focus on Joggles taking the dub. But what am I missing elsewhere? What am I missing elsewhere? Tell me that's a glitch or something. Surely Jazz came... Oh, the penalties! The penalties! I'm a fraud! He has not been able to open up enough time, of course. The 6 seconds of penalties. Oh, I apologize sincerely. Bags does get the podium. Maybe PTK loses his head thinking it's formulaic. The time penalties push Jazz. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's hurt me. Making an absolute tool of myself, but more so, that has to hurt Jazz CB. None of the other places really change. That is the big moment. McLaren, 2nd and 3rd. Congratulations to Joggles and the AlphaTauri on taking out Sakhir.